And we're live back on Chicano Tube Wednesday night, the 9 o'clock show. Don't forget to do that big three for your boy. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell. When you hit the bell, don't forget to hit that all button. We're going to be opening up the live pretty soon. I'll be dropping the link right there in the chat in case anyone wants to come and talk about it. Gonna do what do we got? A couple announcements. We got a couple announcements. And we're also going to do a reaction. We're going to do a couple announcements. We're going to do a reaction. So it's going to be a good one, gente. Wednesday night. I appreciate everyone that's coming in the comment section already, whether you're listening live or you're listening on the replay. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Let's just get straight to it. I'm going to go through all the formalities. Gracias, all the day oneers, everyone that's been rocking with me since the rebranding of the channel. You already know what it is. A lot of people are commenting and asking, hey, what was up with the rebrand of the channel? Well, the Salinas report was basically that. You know what I mean? It was just in the region. But I just felt like the vision was bigger than that. My vision was always bigger than that. So it got to go over across and reach as far as it can. And again, I'm not a representation of everybody. Maybe I'm not. But one thing I do know is that I'm a Chicano and I'm proud. That I'm not confused about. I don't identify as Chicano. I know what the fuck I am. Let's just keep that real. So we got to take this vision as far as we can go, man. So I appreciate you guys. Shout out to all the Chicano pages as well, right? On Instagram, they got Chicanos worldwide. I don't know. Maybe I was part of that. Maybe I was part of that movement that resparked pride in the gente. No matter what it is, just be prideful of it. Own it. Be prideful of it. You know what I mean? But again, the formalities, the members only as well. I dropped 2 videos in the members only. I wanted to double them up today. So my members only should be felices como una lumbrices right now because I dropped 2 videos in the members only. If you don't know what the members only is about, it's the gritty, it's the grime, it's the stories that makes people want to stick their chest out and I did this and I did that. When really, I'm 100% de vergüenza with all that shit right there. There's really nothing to stick your chest about. We're having that conversation. Shout out to my brother from another mother. I might see him this weekend. I'm going to get to that announcement right now. I'm putting the cart before the horse. Hold on. I'm going to get to that announcement. I might see my brother, but Si Se Puede podcast, that might be a hint for you guys. Si Se Puede podcast was in the house and we were talking about that, right? And he had, this is what I had felt. I had felt that maybe he has seen so many videos online of people just talking tough, the tough guy stories, and they're tough and they're tough. And I told my brother from another mother, Si Se Puede, on Wednesday, I said, bro, that's nothing to be proud of, period. And he was kind of like, oh, well, we should respect it. No, respect is number one way. Respect is number one, period. That's what I was always taught when it comes to not only dealing of those of the same sex, which is males, but obviously with women. That's why most of the women in my comment section have wrenches. Why do you think I wrench up all the ladies in the comment section? I want them to come in my comment section and feel safe. But anyways, I'm digressing again. Respect is number one, but it's nothing to be proud of. So that's what I do in the members only, the tough guy stories, the home invasion story there, in generalities, of course. Ni modo que soy pendejo. And then my best man in my wedding, my buddy growing up, how they emptied the clip. It was a crazy situation. And one of the 380 slugs was in the back of the head, medevaced over to Stanford Medical, critical condition. If you heard that, and I don't want to give the whole thing, but if you heard that in the members only, I was at camp when I made the phone call home and I found out about that. But anyways, if you want to join the members only, you're into those kind of stories, the ones that get 100,000 views and 100,000 likes. And most of it is from youngsters. If you do the analytics, it's most of the youngsters. Why the fuck do you think I don't put that on YouTube? I don't put that out there like that. Why? Because the youngsters look at that and be like, whoa, man, that's what I want to do. God forbid a youngster would be so gullible to see those pinchy tough guy stories on YouTube and want to go down that road just to fucking make a story for his own life. God forbid it got to that level. That would be puras pendejadas. That would be pura, but it's nothing to be proud of. I put all of that in the members only. So gracias to the members only, because I always tell them they're the unsung heroes and the backbone. And the members only, I think it was on that my buddy my buddy Ray's video getting shot 380 back of the head. I mentioned to them a special perk, a special perk. So something is brewing, something's coming. The members only are going to have access to that. Give it a little bit more time. It got to be legit. It got to be signed, and then we'll go ahead and get there, right? So I appreciate the members only, though. I see everyone in the chat that's coming in already. Gracias. No, aquí rifamos. Mira, puros chicanos. ¿Qué húbole? Cultura Cafés in the casa. Rudy Orona, ¿qué húbole contigo? Cabrón. Saludos, gente. That's right. He sends his. Richard Gonzalez, ¿qué hubo? That's right, my boy. I appreciate you. EL, ¿qué húbole contigo, EL? Where are you tapping in from? Drop that area code. Drop that city. Saludos desde Jalisco, compa. O tú ya sabes, güey. Mi mamá era de San José de Gracia. No sé si sabes dónde es eso, güey. Es una hora sur del aeropuerto. Pero siempre nos recogía la prima en Guadalajara, but she had some feria, man. One of my cousins, she owned not one, but like multiple jewelry stores. And one of them era en la Plaza de Guadalajara. You already know, not any store gets inside La Plaza de Guadalajara. You got to have chippers, or have to be, it's kind of like a little bit more prestigious, right? They charge more on the rent, right? I'm going to keep it real. I had to put some chenate in here because, man, I was dozing off. I hit the plates right after I got to the pad. You know, I go back there. I was maybe going to do a little video, and I'm like, I don't know if the gente are into working out, but it'd be more of a motivation for you that if you haven't got off the couch, get off the couch and work out, cabrones. But I had to get some chenate right now because I wouldn't even be awake right now doing this live, to keep it real. It's all right. We don't need to sleep. Órale, Rudy Orona says, Chicano Power, salud desde el este de Los. That's right, specifically Ciudad Terraza. That's right, man. I got a lot of followers over there in Los. That's what's up. Allá tengo familia, güey. Allá tengo familia. I think they live off of 39th. I think, and now correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's an old neighborhood. Anyone from Los, maybe OG, Triple OG, I just saw him right now. Maybe he knows. It was an old barrio. There's one on every street, right? There's one on every street. I just remember a primo on his back. He had a big old 39. And I want to say the street started with the letter B. And I hadn't seen him for a long time, way back in the 90s. But anyways, I got a lot of people, a lot of followers, especially right there. OG, Triple OG, West Los is in the casa. That's for sure. I appreciate you, carnal. That's right. We're going to do a reaction right now. I'm going to bring it up. It's going to come up on my IG page. But before I do that, I want to give a couple announcements. The first announcement your boy's going to say is this Saturday, I'm going to be going on a podcast with Pastor David Rocha. Excited about that. He's just coming from Tony A's podcast. Man, shout out to Tony A. Shout out to the whole team down there. I mean, they got it sold 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. That means they're doing something right. They're doing something right. So, man, shout out to Tony A, which Pastor David Rocha was just on. And so I'm going to be on his podcast. I'm going to be going over there this Saturday, hoping of doing a couple things, is sliding by, seeing one of, I think the last tia I have, this is my mom on my mom's side, the last sister in the same city, and then possibly going over there and seeing my brother from another mother, danking and drinking, Bean Loke. Shout out to you, that's my brother, Bean Loke. That's right, man. Central Cal's in the casa. Mikey, we tapped in. Well, Central Cal, that's what it is, way. That's us, you know. The Central Valley and the Central Coast, I'm just by the ocean. That's the only difference. I'm just by the ocean. The Central Valley is just inland, but we're like exactly east of each other. And so that's the whole region, Central Cal. And I'm also, so again, let me just get to the formalities, because I'm going to do a reaction, okay, to some clips that people sent me. And then I'm going to drop the link inside the comment section, and then we'll open it up, all right? So maybe I'll drop the link in about 5 or 10 minutes for anyone that's waiting to come on, have a discussion about anything, because here we don't shy away from anything, man. I'll tell you one thing. If I do know one thing growing up, is that the hood don't give a shit. about what anyone else thinks, right? Imagine you're raised in that mentality. Okay, I had 20 years. Okay, 20 years allá gasté. And so that doesn't change for me. What do people think? What are they saying? The hood don't give a shit anyways. So that's kind of why it rubbed off on me. So we don't shy away from anything. We'll talk about anything. If anyone wants to jump on, just give me about 5 minutes. So the first announcement was I'm going to be going ahead and jumping on Pastor David Rocha's podcast. I can't wait. I don't know if it's going to be live. I don't know if it's going to be recorded. If it's live, obviously it's a different element. There's more engagement with the people, like with you, with the gente right here. You know what I mean? That's right. Rudy Arona says, shout out David Rocha. That's right, man. And of course, I can't forget Bean Loke. Shout out to Dankin and Drankin. So, and I know everyone right now is in a football frenzy on the weekend. People won't even move because of football, right? The power rankings right now, I think they have different rankings. Some people put Miami number 1. Some people are putting Dallas number 1. Some people are putting San Francisco number 1. But that's all to the good, man. So people are parking it on Sunday football. Handle it. Whatever you do, handle it. Do what you do. And let's go ahead and get into it, man. I think I'm just going to bring up this video because, cabrón, I had to drink some chenata just to wake up right now. Okay. So let me go ahead and get that video. All right. So let's go ahead and give a reaction before I open it up to a clip that was sent to me more than one time. Okay. This was on a podcast, AC's podcast. He had a co-host on there. And hey, the co-host, medio me gusta, medio me cae el way. I mean, shit, I don't know anyone else that gives the news drinking a pisto, to be honest. But on this occasion, it seemed like the colors came out. The true colors just had to come out. So let's look at these individuals and let's see what they got to say. I'll give it up to the people scored, and then we'll talk about it piece by piece, and then I'll drop the link, and then we'll go ahead and get into the open live, all right?
Cholo, get Chicano now. Chicano's a hater, homie. That what talks about being for the races and that. It would be like me saying, you know what? Hey, West Coast, you know what I heard, fool? I heard that fool Chicano tube. He be slapping one of his family members all day long, fool.
All right. So, wow, man, this is crazy. So, now, and no wonder that the individual, he's not a councilman. Don't get that twisted. He's just part of the neighborhood watch. But that's a good thing. That's something to be commended. Hey, be a neighborhood watch. You know what I mean? Go out there, and if that's what you want to do, go and handcuff people and slam them and do what you do. You know what I mean? Maybe he's a vigilante or something like that, right? So he's not a part of the council, but he's part of the neighborhood watch. But all of a sudden he says, Chicano tube, and hey, he's just reacting. He's making content. It's okay. People, don't blow this out of proportion. Okay? The people that blow YouTube out of proportion, let me make myself a little bit bigger. Don't blow YouTube out of proportion. I mean, if you want to, you can, you know. I rather just conduct myself because I never lost that element of my lifestyle like a professional. I'd rather let you, if you want to do all the woofing and if you want to do all the talking, then you do it. But that's just going to make a fool of yourself. Because I'd rather really not talk. I'd rather really observe. So again, for content purposes, I'm here. They are on a podcast. I got mentioned. Someone mentioned me. And when they mentioned me, here's the reaction. He goes, check this out. He goes, I heard. Let's just hear it again.
That's what I heard. Somebody told me.
Serio.
No, yeah, I'd be hearing that fool.
Okay, and fucking, so here's Tweedledee, and then here's Tweedledum over here. And so what does Tweedledum do? Well, Tweedledum, because he only has 2 brain cells left, probably from all the Dutch boy gold, probably from all the spray paint that he sniffed, because he was a tagger, right? Hey, they always had pintura. I'm just guessing. I'm just saying. Tweedledum, would he laugh? I mean, laugh at something like that? Again, I'm not going to get into all that mentioning other people and he want to mention families and all other shit because I just don't get down like that. I just don't get down like that. So, but let's keep on hearing what he has to say.
I heard that before. We slapping his old lady all the time, homie. That fool, the homie hang out. I heard that fool was watching chonchons in the county jail, homie.
Give me some.
Okay, so now he brings my buddy into. Oh, you know what? I didn't even play that big. My bad. I'll make that bigger next time. And now he brings a buddy into it. Gil, this is not looking. Is it? I'm wondering if this has to do with geographic locations. That shit again. You want to talk about low level? Talking about this is low level when we're talking about certain individuals. I think 'cause it must be something. It has to be something there with the geographic locations, because now he just mentioned my brother from another mother, the homie hangout, and saying, "Oh, está lavando tántaras." It's time to just get it off your chest. Then just get it off your chest. Life is short. If you got something to say, get it off your chest. Here, these true colors are coming out. This might be a long video that Chenata's going to kick in right now. All right. Should we just play it from the beginning or what? Let's just play it from the beginning for the people. Let's check this mention of Chicano Tube out. All right.
Cholo, get Chicano nada. Chicano tube's a hater, homie. That what talks about being for the races and that. It would be like me saying, you know what? Hey, West Coast, you know what I heard, fool? I heard that fool Chicano Tube. He be slapping one of his family members all day long. Fool. That's what I heard. Somebody told me.
Serio.
No, yeah, I be hearing that fool be slapping. I heard that before be slapping his old lady all the time, homie. That fool, the homie hangout. I heard that fool was watching chonchons in the county jail, homie.
Give me some chonchons.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So I'm gonna bring somebody on to tell me that that's the kind of garbage those vatos do, homie. If you vatos are supposedly all these vatos with the clecha, with all this and that, but you run out the first fucking thing some fucking bozo tells you, homie. So
yeah,
go ahead, West Coast. We're back to positive. Homie. Cholo.
All right, now let me make myself bigger than these pendejos. Which one is it? Oh, I think it's this one. All right, I'm gonna drop the link right now, and then we'll dissect this a little bit more. But let me drop the link because I promised people that I would let them in. So yeah, I guess it goes there, right? And there ain't no love lost. It probably has to do with back and forth. It's all YouTube, no matter what. It probably has to do with back and forth. So what he mentioned in the end, bringing people on, he's insinuating I'm bringing people on. Remove these vatos that are making up stories. What I want to know, and I guess it's relating to Sonny's story. It's going back to Sonny. Pinchy Sonny. See what you drag me in, cabrón? Nah, just kidding. No, this is content. This is actually good content. Pinchy Sonny. Shout out Sonny. Streets Ain't Loyal. Don't forget to subscribe over to the Streets Ain't Loyal podcast. All right. Did I drop the link? Can't remember if I dropped the link. See, sometimes I just. Oh, I did. Okay. That's probably what he's talking about in the end. All I want to know is this: then what part of the story was untrue? That's what I want to know. Tell me specifically, the getting shoved from behind, was that untrue? The turning around, the pink diamond covered lipstick pepper spray being sprayed. Okay, that's 10 on the 2. It was pepper spray, gente. Okay. I ain't gonna be talking about tell the truth, and I'm making shit up right now. The pepper spray when he stepped to you, that's not true? Or what else? That's what I want to know. But that I'm making shit up? No. Do I got something against that individual? I don't. I actually agree with over 90% of the things when it comes to certain views in the world, maybe some in the nation, maybe some in the state, right? Now, let me say this, because I know he likes to, he said something on that video as well. I watched part of that live. And here comes Tweedledum on the side of him. He said something like this. Oh, they should do what you do. They should do what you. So he was, he's pumping Gil up like a pinche llanta. And maybe, and it seems, people that have that YA mentality, this is what we call easy pump up cases. They blow with the wind, easy to pump up. They don't even know they're the pawn on the chessboard. You know, they think they're close to the top pieces, but they're only pawns on the chessboard. So they should do what you do. I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there. And if the people want receipts, I got some receipts, not all receipts. Because guess what? The shit a lot of people brag about doing nowadays, a lot of us did it without even talking about it. No, let me say that again. I got to slow that down for the people that sniff nothing but Dutch Boy Gold all their life and tagged on walls and sniffed Dutch Boy Gold. And I guess they were identifying themselves. We're taggers. I don't know. I got a lot of tagger partners over here, man. Shout out to all the old school tagger partners over here. All they wore was Vans. Well, they were the stoners. They were the stoners. That's who they were, ¿verdad? They should do what you do. A lot of shit people brag about nowadays, people have done that without even talking about it. Thought about that? So if you want to pull out receipts, since about, let me see, I started doing boxing events. Actually, you're not going to believe me, but I'll find it. I made a flyer. This is a long time, and I barely came home, and I'm barely learning the internet, how to use Microsoft Word. My very first boxing event I did, it was out in the open. You could ask my wifey. It was actually an apartment complex. I took my boys. I said, well, I want to fight my boys against it. Here's a macho Mexican guy. I wanted to take all my boys to fight the other boys, but with gloves. The wifey knew. I started buying gloves. I started buying headgear. What's going on, man? I want to do this. I want to do that. That was just coming from watching fight after fight. I didn't watch no boxing fights in the 90s, you guys. When people talk about they saw Tyson, they saw De La Hoya, they saw Hopkins. I mean, they saw Trinidad. They saw Chavez still when he was fighting. I didn't watch none of that. I spent all those years away. Sail away, sail. I was away. Orale Kimos Flicks. That's right. He's nominated again for Film of the Year. If you don't click on that avatar, por favor, do yourself a favor and click on that avatar right there. And that's the hermano right there. But anyways, yeah. Tweedledum said that. They should do what you're doing. Why the fuck should we do what anyone else is doing? Why? Are we obligated to? Only if you do what? Because again, all the shit that individual's doing now, I did before I even joined YouTube. When he joined YouTube, all he was talking about was war stories. And I understand it. That's going to be the stories I put on my members only. I'm sure they would have gotten me to 30, 40, 50, 60K. I'm sure they would have. Some people are just a little bit different. It is what it is. I'm not saying any more than that. Because some people get it twisted. Oh, Mike, are you talking about just gente from over here, over there? No, I'm not. Are you new to the channel? If you're new to the channel, understand you don't know exactly what the pillars are. The foundations of this channel. You can't see them, but there's one pillar here, one pillar there, and another pillar here. Dios is over here. Familia is over here. And cultura is over here. And those three pillars are holding up the casa. These kind of things right here, I just react to because it's content. Just like, shout out to the hater world. He says the same thing. It's content, my boy. We got to react to these things, right? I'll bring it back on the screen. If you didn't know what I was talking about, we're going to see it one more time.
Oh, get Chicano nada. Chicano's a hater, homie. That what talks about being for the races and that. It would be like me saying, you know what? Hey, West Coast, you know what I heard, fool? I heard that fool Chicano tube. He be slapping one of his family members all day long. Fool. That's what I heard. Somebody told me.
Serio.
No, yeah, I be hearing that fool be slapping. I hear that before be slapping his old lady all the time, homie. That fool, the homie hangout. I heard that fool was watching chonchons in the county jail, homie.
Give me some chonchon.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So I'm gonna bring somebody on to tell me that's the kind of garbage those vatos do, homie. If you vatos are supposed to do all these vatos with the clecha, with all this and that, but you run out the first fucking thing some fucking bozo tells you, homie. So
yeah,
go ahead, West Coast. We're back to positive.
Nah.
Sure.
Now I gotta pull them off. Okay. Orale Madden.
Hey, Mikey.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, much love to the homie Mikey, my homie Selena's Report, Chicano Tube. This one, the homie Mikey is one of the realest motherfuckers on YouTube. He really is, man. He really is. Can I tell you why?
Yeah, of course.
Because he's the one that keeps all these other motherfuckers in check. He's a family man. He owns a real estate business. Hey, Mikey, don't you sell real estate and shit? You own a real estate business, huh?
Yeah, that's what I do. It's what I do.
You see what I'm saying? And like he sets an example for all the other youngsters. You see what I'm saying? Like if a youngsters that from the street and de las calles, you know what I mean? If they could have the aspirations and dreams and you know what I'm saying and to have a business like Mikey does, to have a real estate business. That's like something to look up to. That's an aspiration.
Madden.
That's aspiration.
How about this then? How about this? How does this sound? How about a boxing match? The loser donates 10 G's to the charity of the winner's choice. And that way it can happen professionally and done, period. And you know what? Guess what? On contingent on one thing too. After the boxing match, all the walls come down and there's respect, period.
Well, you know what? That sounds like some Jake Paul. That sounds like a big event.
And not just that. How about down close to his city? Oh, you know where we could do it?
Hold on, Mikey, real quick. Hold on. Are we talking about the same person here?
We are. We haven't switched themes. We haven't switched topics.
Mikey, if that's the case, I have nothing to say about him because me and him, we already had a history in the past, and we done talked on one accord, and then he turned his back on me. So now I have nothing to say about that individual.
Okay, I don't know if we're still talking about the same individual. I think we are. But what can happen is, you know what? Coach Art has a ring in his backyard. I think he lives in Montebello or El Monte, or he lives in one of those cities nearby. How about that? And the only reason I'm saying that is because this individual,
or he lives in one of those cities nearby.
I know. I was on my phone now, but I'm finna jump off my phone. I'm jumping on to my laptop right now. Can I do that, Mikey?
Handle it.
I'm gonna jump onto my laptop because it's a better. It's gonna be. I have a microphone. It's better. It's better.
Don't trip. So, anyways, it could be. How about the people win? How can we turn this thing into something positive? Not keep it negative. Two individuals throwing chingazos in a negative environment. It's just not gonna. It's not gonna birth anything positive. But how about this? The charities win, and it's contingent on any words that you want to get squashed once and for all can get squashed right there, because I'm about tearing down walls. I ain't about lifting pinchy walls. I ain't about trying to lift them. I'm trying to tear shit down and move forward for the gente. If I get, how about hit a 1 if that sounds like an idea?
I'm hitting a 1. I'm hitting a 1 right now.
Hit a 1 if that sounds like an idea. That's a call out for peace. Don't get it twisted.
Let me get a 1.
You want to end the back and forth? We could end it like that. I'm like 170 pounds. I think that individual is at least 200.
Oh, we are talking about the same person. No, okay.
I think that individual. We haven't switched topics, but to me that sounds like a great idea. And then the loser gives 10 racks to the charity of the winner's choice. That's 10 G's. Now don't tell me, 10 G's. I know it's 10 G's, but you ain't hurting that bad. You over there building buildings every day. You don't tell me you're hurting that bad. You building buildings every day. And so how about that? Look at all the ones that are coming in the comment section. The people want to see it.
So
the
Mike,
call out is real then. There's the call out right there. 10 G's to the charity of your choice, to the loser. We do it in LA in Coach Art's backyard. And it has to be contingent. If you don't know what the word contingent is, look it up. The word contingent means if this doesn't happen, it's not happening at all. Is that afterwards, the walls come down, there's unity, the people unite and get together and move for the purpose of the people.
Contingent means another word of contingent means contractual. You see what I'm saying? Now, but look, Mikey, the only reason I'm here is just because I have nothing but love, nothing but respect for my homie Mikey Salinas report. Chicano Tube. My bad, I'm kind of twisted. But anyways, much love to all y'all. Y'all know me already. I'm the crazy light-skinned brother, the nigga who's crazy as fuck. Y'all know that. And I don't have nothing bad to say about anybody. I don't talk no shit about anybody. But look, man, it's solo amor, solo respeto para todos gente in la casa.
Cultura Cafe. He said, "Did Dubs and Food and Felons abandoned?" So I call the first individual. I call him Bud. I call him Bud. Right? Yeah. I call him not. I don't call him Dubs. I call him Bud. Like it reminds me of Bud Bundy. Bud Bundy, or people say Bud Light, Bud Bundy, right? So I actually think that individual saw the light. Cultura Cafe. I think he saw the light. He was like, you know what, Mike, this conjoined twin of mine that it seemed like that's what he was. This guy is like on Leper Island. I got to get away from him. And I think the individual did a video. He says, I'm solo, or something like that, right?
I think he said he was solo, and I guess he stopped fucking with all his homies and stuff. Hey, but even Dubs hated on me. These motherfuckers always hated on me. For what reason? All I am is a nobody. I'm a nobody.
Replay mañana. That's right, Cal. I appreciate you. Gracias for the super chat, Madden. You just take a seat and just enjoy the ride, cabrón. Enjoy the ride. Correct. The call out is real, man. You know what?
That's correct. Let me take a seat and enjoy the ride. That's what I'm gonna do. And the homie,
OG.
Chicano too. Hey,
I'm gonna ask OG something. I gotta ask OG something real quick.
Before you do, hey, Triple OG. Hey, peace to you, man. I know we had our differences. You put out Triple OG. You put out a whole video on me, and the reason why is because I spoke your name. Hey, I'm not gonna speak your name again, homie. Peace to you, dog. Anyways, that's what I'm gonna say.
So, do you notice, OG, that the other individual, how he says YouTube yarda, like every other word, the YouTube yarda, and hey, I'm not do what you do, say what you want to say. What does OG, Triple OG, who holds the keys, think about that individual? I think that has a lot of weight on the matter, since we're talking to the originator of the novela. We're talking about the founder of the writer, of director, the DP of the whole novela. And so what does he think? I'm glad he's in the comment section right now. I wonder what he thinks, right? Because this other individual, YouTube, I don't know. I'm interested now in hearing his opinion, because some individuals have a complex, right? You know, they're always they're taking videos of themselves. Look where I'm at. Look who I'm with. And first off, you know what? I see I see he takes pictures of like a lot of veteranos, a lot of older guys. Veteranos are just guys that have just been on the streets, but for a long time. You know what I mean? And they're still in the streets. Here in Salinas, all of them got wiped out.
Is that right?
All of, and I'm not talking some, I'm talking all of them. And what I mean by wiped out is either the drugs got them. That means, the monkey's on the back, or because of, 40, 50 years of incarceration.
The dragons
all got wiped out either by the drugs got them, or the system got somewhere. They just couldn't expand their minds. They couldn't elevate anymore, and they were going to make a career out of it. And I understand. There's a lane for everybody. I understand. That's your lane. You do your thing. When he takes, photos with them, I'm like, man, they still got vets over there then, because all of the ones over here got wiped out. They went too hard. They went so hard. They exist only in videos and memories. And a lot of people see the videos and mentioning their names and all that online. We're getting a lot of ones. That's right. Orale Rascal 100. That's right. So Rascal's name got mentioned as well. He just brought Rascal in the conversation.
Mikey, real quick before you go, I don't mean to interrupt you. I ain't gonna interrupt your whole spiel. I'm gonna fall back and stay falling back. But
Was there some type of issue? And because I've been kind of out of the loop with this YouTube and his brocha, he combing his brocha. That's the homie combing his brocha.
Homie, hang out in the comment section. That's right. That's my boy right there.
No, solo un pregunta. My only question was was there some beef between the name we don't mention? I'll just mention this name between Gunner and Jay Hands Renegade Media. Was there something? There was something going on with them, huh?
I don't know.
I heard about it.
And I cut off that other individual along. Like it was actually I went back and I saw a text message. I said, when, because this pendejo was talking about that word, texting back and forth about jumping on channels and all that. And I said, what? I said, let me go back and see. And it was the day that he read the fake paperwork. Remember the day he read fake, he dropped the video, that was the nail in the coffin of that individual's career. Me, it's only business. It's not personal. I just want my 10 G's. I just want my little 10. Just give me, where them little 10 G's you owe me? Oh, me rayo clavo. I got some paintings. Oh, yeah. At least you gave me some paintings. This guy's giving me dick. That's Bound by Honor. That's Bound by, I quoted that from Bound by Honor. But anyways, because OG did the video on that. For me, I can give a shit about him. I actually went to a car show. It was a mega show. I went live. I did a couple GoPro clips and I went live through it. And you're going to trip out. Go back about maybe July 29th. I must have uploaded it the day after. I went to each single car club that I knew people from. Now, I mean, I don't know everyone in every car club. And it's funny because a lot of people, I was wearing the big Chicano Tube shirt. I was walking through the crowd. They're like, hey, the Chicano Tube. Some people still call me Silliness Report, but it's because I'm home. And, you know, I'm in hometown. So, of course, I'm going to be known, you know, in my hometown. But some people call me that because that was a channel for at least a year and a half, 2 years. Anyways, they're mentioning the runner. They're saying, fuck the runner, live on video. Live. And not just that, there were some individuals at the car show live that said, shout out to OG, triple OG, while I was live. Yeah, while I was live, way.
Okay. Say no more.
Say no more. I'm gonna drop the link again.
Homie Hangout said, let's not go there, Madden. It don't matter who has issues with who, Jada. No issue. Okay, you know what, Josh? That's real, Josh. That's real, Josh. But Mikey
Paco says Pinchy Madden.
But Mike, I know. But on El Paco. But oh my God, what's up, Sacred Hurt? Sacred Hurt, you ain't been around in a minute. Much love to you, girl. I hope you and your
Hurt, man. Shout out to Sacred Hurt.
Sacred Hurt. I hope you and your son's been good. But now, Mikey, I wanted to say one thing because Cultura Cafe said, if that Vato pays you back 10 G's, would you be cool with them again? What do you think?
No. Because again, it's not that I want you to starve, but once you do funny shit or burn the bridge, you're not going to eat at my table anymore. I don't wish him no ill will in this world. I wish because that's the way the blessing of God works. I want you to succeed before I succeed.
Hey, Mikey,
I want to help you before I get helped. That's just the blessing. I don't wish no ill will. It's just you're a snake and you just can't eat at my table no more. That's it.
Mikey, I didn't want to interrupt you, but actually the homie Josh, you know what I'm talking about, right? He said
Madden's on a good one over here. Madden's on a good one.
I always am, bro. I always am. I ran out of drink, so my bad. But no, the homie Hangout, he said, should he hit the link? He wants to jump on too. So you think Josh should hit the link?
The link is out there because it's open live way. The link is out there because it's definitely open live.
And actually, let me fall back. I'm gonna go on mute. My bad. I don't want to interrupt y'all. I don't want to interrupt all y'all homies, man. My bad, y'all.
Don't trip. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of it. You just hang out in the background way. Hang out in the background. Boom. He's chilling. He's in the studio. He's hanging out. All right. So anyways, the link is there. Yeah. So getting back to that, what do you guys think about it? I'll let you guys.
Cholo, get Chicano nada. Chicano's a hater, homie. That what talks about being for the races and that. It would be like me saying, you know what? Hey, West Coast, you know what I heard, fool? I heard that fool Chicano Tube. He'd be slapping one of his family members all day long. Fool. That's what I heard. Somebody told me. So
So just to be clear, anyone else would have got hot over that way. I mean, come on, let's keep it real. Anyone else would have got hot over that. It's on you, mother. They would have did a Bud Light, a Bud Bundy, and you know who I'm talking to. I ain't saying his name, but you know who I'm talking about. Spit it, because he actually got into it with this individual at one time himself. Remember this when Pinche Vato, man. Again, you think I hate the Vato? I don't hate the Vato. It's content. I'm reacting to it. So he did a video because he's saying that Bud Light or Bud Bundy, whatever you want to call him, because his mom was güera. Okay, she was a gabacha, or I don't. That's what he said. I don't even know the whole. How can I claim to know anyone? Fuck, we're on the internet here. I don't claim to know anyone. And then the other individual said his mom was Chicana. But anyways, he did a video and he just woke up one day and he chose violence. This individual chose violence right there. And he said this and that and da. Well, how about your secret? Oh, he looked like he was having a good time talking about it too, right? He was talking about let's see how you like it. The shoes on the other foot, shit like that. I can't even have man. That's right, Madden. That's right, man. I appreciate you, Madden. That's right. Does he have a channel, man? Hit his avatar if he has a channel and subscribe to that channel también, man. That's right. That's right, Madden. He just woke up and chose violence one day. So again, I'm not saying I've never done a video like that. No, of course. Here I am doing a reaction video. Let's just keep it real. You know what I mean? But there's a history there. What's up with the Blizzoo? That's right, man. Orale. Even the Lokes. Oh, man. He's a youngster right there. That's too young, way. That's too young, cabrón. He's the one that stuck the arm out of the La Primera lives. Bah. That's how young he is right there, man. So those are the kind of youngsters that I see when I go to the camp at Juvenile Hall. But let's keep this thing going.
Serio.
No, yeah, I be hearing that fool be slapping. I hear that before be slapping his old lady all the time, homie. That fool, the homie hangout. I heard that fool was watching chonchons in the county jail, homie.
Give me some chonchons.
Yeah,
not that it's anything to be proud of, but I just maybe for records purposes or for transparency purposes or something, maybe we should put out there that the individual went to Juvenile Hall and that was it. And of course, other places but it's juvenile court, which I'm not saying this or that because I really, it's again, waste of time sticking your chest out on that. It's funny because like Big Box, man, shout out to Big Box. That interview that he did on the Insider, that shit was fire, man. Actually, I was listening to Inner Demons all the way going to TJ just a couple weeks ago. Well, not TJ, we went to the Playas de Rosarito. That's who we went to. I think I see. Let me see. I can see my boy in here. It's dark. It's pitch black over here.
Hey, all right.
I can hear you. Audio. It's just a little bit dark. My brother from another mother. Homie, hang out.
Hey, so you can hear me, huh?
I can hear you loud and clear. You actually sound crystal clear. It's just there's really no visual, but you know
right. That. No, it's I'm being incognito. What's that?
Yeah. No, and you're tapping in from the Grand Sierra Resort.
Right. No, I wish. No, but my lady's sleeping inside. My place is small. I got family over, and so I'm sitting out front, and it's dark outside. But
I would love your feedback on what you just heard.
It's funny because okay. Look, and just so you guys know, I'm on my phone, so I can't see the comments or whatever. If Mikey, I'm sure if you feel like there's something worth me seeing, you can post it maybe on the screen. But what's up, Sacred Heart? I see you. So, man, this dude, look at historically, and people that have watched my channel know. Okay, I have made it a point to not jump on the AC bandwagon, which over the years has been a lot of content. What's up, Denise? Over the years has been a lot of material that I could have gone after American Cholo, right? But I didn't because I was like, nah, whatever. Uh, I'm still debating on whether. Let me see if I can find a little light right here.
All
Just
good, all
so
good.
people
We
could
could hear
see.
you. You're crystal clear, though. We could hear
Okay.
you loud and
It's
clear. Farmero, I
but
thought you had a ranch, my boy. There it is, Farmero. It's coming up. My bad.
so it's here's the thing, man. Um, I do have some strong views on American Cholo. Okay, I always have, and I've expressed some of them privately to people. Let me see if my casino's home. If he's not, then maybe I could steal a little bit of his porch light one time. Um, it's I have had strong views on American Cholo for a long time. I've chosen not to express them because I don't think it's valuable to the community. Um, I would issue this, right? I would say, Boo Boo, his sidekick, right? Hey yo, Boo Boo, right? That vato. Um, Boo Boo's from the same barrio as Sonny, okay, on the streets, right? So, so let's spill a little tea real quick, right? As the kids say. Um, I would challenge American Cholo if it's not true, if it's all fake, if it's all fake news, alternative facts, todo dale, right? Um, I would challenge who's that? Taz? Is that Taz Dog?
That's right. That's Taz
What's
Dog
up, Taz?
559.
So I would challenge American Cholo and Boo Boo. Go to Boo Boo's barrio. Let's not even call it Sunny's barrio. Let's call it Boo Boo's barrio, since it's the same place, right? Um, how about they go there and do a video with the fellas from the neighborhood? If if this is not true, right? If this is all just hyperbole and exaggeration and
Yeah.
there's no truth to it, then okay, how about American Cholo, Boo Boo's your homeboy. Go to your homeboy's hood. Since you're for the raza, go to your homeboy's hood. What's up, Lucky Loco? And now I'm gonna go back over here, even though it's gonna be dark, so Spencer, but just so people could tell it's really me. Um, is go to the hood. Go to the hood, check in, do a video right there with all your homeboys. It's not gonna happen. You know why it's not gonna happen? Because if they went to that hood, they wouldn't leave. Just just being very honest. It's it Sonny has been a friend of mine, not a YouTube comrade or a content creator or none of that stuff, right? Like all that stuff is what it is.
Yeah.
But Sonny has been a friend of mine for a long time. We don't do videos together, we don't do a lot of content together. Um, I neither one of us hide that we're friends. Like it's not for any real reason. It's just it hasn't played out that way. But I have a long-standing relationship with that dude that predates all this American Cholo stuff and everything else. And I'll be honest, over the course of time, Sonny has gotten caught up in different YouTube conflicts with people that I've expressed myself to him honestly as a friend. And I've told him like, bro, this ain't the best look. Just to be honest. Like you're a grown man, bro, and you really live that life. You're really not living that life now, but you operated with honor according to that lifestyle, right? Don't get caught up in this BS with these clowns. And that's way before the American Cholo stuff. Um, so I've always been an honest friend to my friend Sonny. I will tell you that this 100% happened. this it, I don't have a track record, like, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but hold on. Let me just go inside. So,
Yeah, no worries. Did you ever end up seeing a video? I ended up deleting a video, and it got a lot of views. I mean, it got like right away. It got over like 30K views, and it was regarding me reacting to this individual on something that I saw. Again, me being here in the community, going to juvenile halls and all this other stuff, right? I just, it
Right.
seems like in Salinas, we're a pretty good judge of character. We just learn to see cats really quick for who they are. The motive behind the motive, the filter behind the filter. I don't know if it's something in the water over here, but something that just, and I said in this video that I deleted, I said, if the definition of someone being on the fence, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, is this individual.
Yeah.
This is the definition of being on the fence. And you know what? He commented about 30, 40 times to all of the comments that the video got. And I was just speaking my mind, right? You know how many he commented 40, 50 times on the video. You know how many times I commented back? 0.
None. Of course.
What's the point of bickering back and forth on the internet? But here we are doing reaction video for content purposes. But now I kind of wish I did delete the video, because what I said back then is true now. It's still true.
Look, Cholo is, and I don't know him personally. I've never had a conversation with American Cholo, but I've also never been one of these YouTube people, and no disrespect to anybody else, right? Like, this is not me taking subliminal shots or anything. It's over the course of time, American Cholo has been a good name to get views on a video, right? And there's been a lot of people who have exploited that, right? That want to talk about what he does and this and that, positive, negative, or somewhere in between. I think the one exception was when they had the thing with No Jumper, right? When they pulled up to No Jumper, I had some views on that. But otherwise, I stay away from that dude, Holmes. I don't talk about him. I talked about this story because it wasn't just content. I do videos, like I got videos that got 200,000 views. I got videos that don't even have 1,000 views. Like my content ranges in terms of what I talk about. And my ones that have 200,000, 100,000 views, they're not about other channels, right? What's up, Palmetto? That's a little bit too small. I can't read it, but I see you.
That's right.
My videos that had the most views is not me talking about other people. It's me telling my own stories, my own life, my own experiences. So I say all that to say, for me, it wasn't a clickbait issue. It was the issue of Sonny's my friend, and that was a foul move. Okay, I'm not a gangster, bro. I'm not a gang member. I'm not out here trying to assault people. I'm not out here trying to be some big bad metal. Nada, right? Like, that's not me. That's never been me on YouTube, because that's not me in real life, right? But they have their own pedo. They have their own issue, and I'll just say I do not know of any other man, like any other man who identifies as a man, a masculine vato, right? Like, not tough guy, just a dude, bro, like a masculine dude, like a guy that likes girls,
Right.
I don't know of any that have ever walked around with pepper spray besides a CEO at an institution, and that's their Holly, right? Like, it's part of their job,
Can Josh, though, let me ask you this. Can you give credit where credit is due, as far as no one's perfect. A lot of people are rough around the edges. No one's perfect. But bringing to light, giving information to the people of things that are happening around the world, I can respect that. It's just the other side that seems to kind of get over and take over a lot of times, which is why out of all the channels on YouTube, me and you got mentioned. Why us?
Right. And it's funny because I think, and I've resisted the urge. Look, I'm like, Mikey, because we talk personally offline, right?
Right. Yep.
I got a workman's claim. I've been out of work since, if I was looking for views, bro, I've been out of work since August 12th. right? I got hurt on the job, and you got to go through the whole process to wait to get your back pay, this and that. And when I get my back pay, I'll be good. But it's if we're being real technical, I mean, my bills are paid. I'm good. My dog's right here eating good, right? But because we're not reckless with our money. But if I was chasing money, if I was chasing views, I would have made a big deal about this, right? I would have posted about this on the homie hangout, which I have more subscribers than on my reaction channel. Like, I would have made an issue. I would have tagged American Cholo. And, we know how to get views if we really want them, right? That's not what this is about. It's he played foul, Holmes. I have found that, for better or worse, sometimes my role on YouTube is, at times, not always, but at times, it's kind of an umpire, right? And what I mean is, I call balls and strikes.
Right.
I'm not at the plate. I don't have a bat in my hand. I don't have a ball in my hand. I'm not in the game, right? I don't pretend to be in the game, but I'll call balls and strikes sometimes,
Right.
and sometimes people don't like it because, just like anybody, you're watching the game, it's your favorite team at bat. You're like, oh no, man, what the fuck? Like, that's a bad call. I try to be fair.
Yep.
That's all this was. This dude pulled a leva move, but also I'm surprised that some people are surprised. Like, this is the same dude, American Cholo, who told a story about him seeing some vato in his neighborhood tagging on a fence. And he said, I chased that vato down and I called the police because he was doing graffiti in my neighborhood. Right? That's Cholo's
playing the part of doing neighborhood watch stuff.
Right, exactly. He's the hall monitor, Holmes. Like, he's the hall monitor. Hey, you're walking too fast. Come over here. Like, that's not me.
I don't necessarily want to. I don't necessarily. My bad. I don't necessarily want to say neighborhood watch stuff is bad.
No, it's
either. If someone's protecting my kid from having a future incident or something like
exactly.
that, gracias.
Right. Exactly. But you can't. Here's the thing, and the thing that I've never understood about Cholo, right, is this. And now I'll just fucking say it, right? Why not? It's Chicano too. So Chicano's they're gonna get the whole
enchilada,
the whole spiel, right? Yeah. Is what I've never understood is on one hand, hey, I was this dude from the barrio, North Hollywood, ya sabes, que I went to YA. I was with the business, and I'm not impressed by gang members, right? It's gang members don't impress me. What impressed me, honestly, Mikey, to be honest, what impresses me at this stage of my life is you. You impress me, right? When you come on here and you talk about real estate, when you come on here and you talk about legal hustles, when you come on here and talk about cultura stuff, and it doesn't matter if I agree with you or I disagree with you or whatever. What matters is that's impressive. Chicano too is impressive. Okay, who you were, or I was a fucking gang member as a kid. Okay, well, get in line, Holmes. We all were. Like, that's just not impressive. But he rests on that, right? Palmetto neighborhood isn't bad if you want to act like a Cholo. Why you tell on taggers, right? Exactly. And shout out Palmetto too, right? That's my own way.
That's right. Shout out Palmetto.
But you can't have it both ways. Don't come on YouTube. Like, look, and I hate to compare because sometimes when you compare, it seems like you're trying to toot your own horn, right? But the reality is this. Look, I was a gang member from a child. I was a gang member before I knew I was a gang member, like pre-puberty. I had no hair on my nuts and I was a gang member and I didn't know it. Like, the Judas told me I was a gang member before the hood told me I was a gang member, right? I've been doing time my whole life. But I've been out of prison for a long time, almost 20 years, and I'm thankful for that. Right? I thank God for that. But don't come on here and, oh, I'm that dude from the neighborhood. I live the neighborhood life. I live the neighborhood life. And then switch to, oh, I'm living the civilian life, and oh my God, crime is so bad in Los Angeles. Let me go on these conservative platforms and bitch and complain about shit, and this is what the governor needs to do about immigrants and gangs, and like, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. And that's the part I don't respect. I don't expect anybody to stay juvenile in their thinking, but you come on here like, oh, I'm not with the gangs, I'm not with the gangs. But when you go to No Jumper, you show up 50 deep. You didn't show up by yourself.
Come on now.
You right? You didn't show up your familia. You got a bunch of raza with a bunch of tattoos, and a bunch of them raza would have sacrificed at that moment, right? Because they accepted the call. But understand, like, what Cholo doesn't get is that call wasn't about him. That call was about raza. And he's not the epitome of raza. Like, it, not saying he's not raza. I know people argue that shit too, and I'm not going to get into that. But people showed up there to support a principle, to support a community.
Right.
And he accepted that in a heartbeat. Oh, yeah, I want all these fucking gang members right here. Because I want to look scary when I come to No Jumper. I want to look like I'm the brown guy that got the badass brown guys on my team, right? But
is that a complex, you think?
Huh?
Is that a complex?
100%. Because you're the same brown guy who said I called the Judas on a brown guy that tagged on a fucking fence in my neighborhood. You can't have it both ways. But now, you know what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. Here's a little inside scoop. Now, I don't want to say inside scoop. I don't want to get people in trouble. But it's inside scoop. Is this. Look, what I think happened. This is just me talking. I don't speak for nobody. But what I think happened is, I think that, you know, Sonny's from his neighborhood. And Sonny's an old man. And Sonny don't come on YouTube and brag about his gangsterism. But I will have you know.
It cut off a little bit. It skipped. You're back.
When I'm real quick. I gotta check in with the boss real quick. Hold on.
He was saying Sonny's he's older. He got the AARP card.
Hold on real quick. Hey, babe.
Sonny, is it? Pinchy Sonny, he's probably watching right now. Sonny he gets senior discounts at the buffet. Pinchy Sonny, man. The thing that just blew me away is getting shoved from behind, and here we go.
No,
I reacted. Go ahead.
Okay, so here it is, right? And it's gonna be dark again because the light woke up the boss. So she's like, "Boy, I gotta sleep in the morning. What the fuck you doing?"
I get it.
But so here's the thing. Sonny's from his neighborhood. Sonny did his time the way all gangsters hope to do their time. And I'm not celebrating that. He doesn't celebrate that, right? He's not unique in that. There's a gang of us that did the same thing from wherever you're from. So it's not no like, oh, he's some metal dude. He's like the rest of us, bro. He's a homeboy from the neighborhood that went to prison and did what was expected. And went a little above and beyond, got a little extra aggressive, right? So, but he's older. And there's some people in the neighborhood that maybe don't like everything Sonny does. They don't like when he's on YouTube. They don't like that he went Hollywood or he's taking college classes. So maybe internally in the neighborhood, some of those dudes, you know, they have a little bit to say, right? And we know how it goes in the neighborhood. There's cheese man in the neighborhood, right? Like, what's up with this vato? What's up with that vato? Whoa, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're not from the neighborhood. That doesn't mean that anybody could treat you any way they want to. That just means there's cheese man in the neighborhood.
And you know what? I want to put something out there too as well, if I could really quick.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people to get it twisted and think we're brewing something up. I will go because I'm always in the neighborhood. I will go to the neighborhood. I will see a lot of the youngsters. And when the youngsters tell me, hey, that video last night, what's up with that dude? You know what I tell them?
Right.
You know what I tell them?
Huh.
I said, that's YouTube. I
Right.
said, that's the internet.
Exactly. And it's so you see, Mikey, because you see people that I'm sure that there's people that you grew up with that watch your channel and they're like, man, go, Mikey, go. Like it's, you and your senora and you guys are killing it. And I'm sure there's other people that are like, fucking look at Mikey on YouTube. Right? Like, but that's just the way it goes in the neighborhood. It's still all love. Right? Like,
Right.
It folks don't get it twisted. It's still love. It's just familia conversations. So some of these familia conversations were happening. And Boo Boo's a youngster from that neighborhood, right? Like comparative to Sonny. So Boo Boo probably heard some of these conversations. He might have heard some people in the neighborhood like, fucking Sonny this and Sonny that, right? And that shit got back to Cholo. And Cholo's dumbass, not knowing what it's really like to be a part of the neighborhood, was like, oh, that's my window. Here's my window. I could do anything to this old man and ain't nobody gonna care. No, newsflash, homie. You stepped way out of bounds. And that's what I say is you will not see no videos. I guarantee you. I put my channel on it. Like I will stop my channel and never do another video. You're not gonna see Boo Boo running around in the neighborhood with his camaradas because folks got a little carried away. And Cholo thought, you know what? Here's this old man. He's 10, 11 years older than me. He's struggling with health issues. He's about to go through chemo. He talked this shit. And here's my chance. I'm going to go do something. And nobody's going to back his play. Nobody's going to care because his hood don't even like him. Nah, don't misunderstand Cheeseman for not accepting. And that's what happened is he overstepped his play by a long shot. And Boo Boo overstepped his play by a long shot. And I will tell you, the folks in the neighborhood, them youngsters in the neighborhood that love violence, they love conflict. They're looking at it like, bro, that's the big homie. It's you really disrespected a homie. And that's why these dudes are running around now trying to clean it up.
I was just trying to think of why of all the YouTube channels me and you got mentioned. That's why I like bringing you on the platform, Cabron, because there's more layers to the onion that you always peel off.
Right. It's because
in a nutshell, I was citing a video last year that, I guess that's where the whole thing kicked off, where, I guess I see a complex, but then I got away from even pushing that anymore because I said, if the people can't see it, I can't convince the people. And then it started, it looked like it was starting some kind of geographic, like Mikey ain't down with anyone. No. That's the furthest from the truth. If you really know me and my heart, and I know where you're at as well.
Mm-hmm. We're on the same page, Mikey. The same thing. Where I was like, nah, this dude has himself positioned as, well, if you object to me, you just must be objecting to the South. And bro, I got love for the South. I have as much love for the South, honestly, as I do for the North. Because raza. I don't. Are we a little bit different? Do we have a little bit different cultura and that kind of stuff, right? Sure, right? But we have more in common than we have different, and that's why I never went after Cholo. And I'm not trying to hate on another brand man trying to do his thing, but
It's just funny
That
that
shit
we
got
got
carried away.
mentioned. Yeah, it's just funny that we got mentioned in a video, and it is what it is. It's all internet. At the end of the day, reality hits when you hit the X on your phone and hit the X on your laptop and get back to the familia. And here we push
Right.
those three pillars: Dios, familia, cultura. I just played that video. I'm not gonna play it anymore. That it was funny that me and you got mentioned, and then with the other individual that was on there that I have nothing against, but again, him being the goofy Tweedledum sidekick, just
Right.
riding it and being like, "Oh, is that true? Is that true? Oh, you really think that's true?"
Right.
I mean, come on now.
But look, anybody that knows Southern California raza politics, which I don't pretend to be an expert in, right? But I've heard a little bit here, I heard a little bit there. Anybody who knows how the politics down there work, and how the barrios down there work, in terms of how they respect their own, and they respect their elders, and they embrace their own people. That was a bonehead move, Holmes. That was a really bonehead move. And they had a whole Chicano TV event in Southern California after this incident happened. And I can tell you, Cholo paid $75 a ticket and had multiple tickets. Nobody came to that table. Nobody showed up. Like, that was wasted money. And that's a sign of just how it, it's different. Like, YouTube is
That's
one
right.
thing, Hollywood is one thing, but the neighborhood is another. And you can't just go around treating people any old way you want to in Southern California and expect other vatos in Southern California aren't going to have their own opinion,
Ruben C. I'll go ahead and play it one more time, but I'm going to wrap up because it's already 10 o'clock, man. I appreciate you, Josh, for tuning in, my brother.
Yeah, no problem. We'll connect someday on some other content too. This was funny. This was entertaining, and I got to get a little shit off my chest because it's not the kind of stuff I'm gonna get into on my channel. But it's Chicano Tube, so Chicanos tune in. They want to know what's going on. You want the cheese, man? Here you go. Right.
Here we go. Cheeseman Tube, man. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, we're gonna touch base real soon. You know, I'm gonna be in your neck of the woods, probably a little bit. Hey, the winter over there.
Oh yeah. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
I know, and I know it's cold, but all those mountains on the Sierras, driving through those mountains in the winter, that's a postcard.
Yeah.
That's
Come
a
on, here,
postcard. So, man, I appreciate you. Gracias for tapping in.
Of course, brother. Of course.
That's right. I'll see you, my boy.
All right, man. Take care.
That's right. I'll go ahead and play the video one more time. We'll go ahead and play the video one more time. Why not? We still got it. Let me see. Here it is. All right, perfect. Can you play the video one more time? Why not? Let's do it right here for Ruben C. Here we go.
That's what I heard. So I'm gonna bring somebody on to tell me that's the kind of garbage those vatos do, homie. If you vatos are supposed to do all these vatos with the clecha, with all this and that, but you run out the first fucking thing some fucking bozo tells you, homie. So
Yeah,
go ahead, West Coast. We're back
From
to
the beginning.
Cholo, get Chicano nah. Chicano's a hater, homie. That what talks about being for the races and that. It would be like me saying, you know what? Hey, West Coast, you know what I heard, fool? I heard that fool Chicano Tube. He be slapping one of his family members all day long. Fool. That's what I heard. Somebody told me. Somebody told me.
Serio.
No, yeah, I be hearing that fool be slapping. I hear that before be slapping his old lady all the time, homie. That fool, the homie hang out. I heard that fool was watching chonchons in the county jail, homie. That's what I heard.
Give me some chon.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So I'm gonna bring somebody on to tell me that's the kind of garbage those vatos do, homie. If you vatos are supposed to do all these vatos with the clecha, with all this and that, but you run out the first fucking thing some fucking bozo tells you, homie. So
Yeah,
go ahead, West Coast. We're back to positive. Homie.
And that's off. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. First of all, he's every other word he says on his podcast, YouTube yarda, something you know zero of. Clecha, zero of. I'll tell you what, I told the story in the members only when I was talking about YA mentalities about a youngster that got checked because he just came out. There's no conversation to have with the individual, I think. Because I don't even think we could have a conversation. I think it's just going to be woofing. I think it's going to be yelling. I think that's all that complex built up inside. So if you saw it right there, hey, it is what it is. I got it sent to me multiple times That's why I said it's Wednesday night. I opened it up a little bit for the live. Gracias, Madden, tapped in. And of course, Josh from the Homie Hangout. Don't forget to subscribe over to the Homie Hangout. And Rascal Reacts. I got to say this. That's my favorite reaction channel. Of course, I like the Hater World también, right? The Hater World. Okay, those are the top two right there. But Rascal number one. Okay, este cabrón. It's just his level of sarcasm is like, it's, I don't know if it's just me. I'm just saying, if he was just, if we were like, doing tiempo and estamos en la celda, it would be like, I'd be nonstop having to keep it down. It just sounds like, we're estamos carcajeando and laughing too much. His level of sarcasm is just, Rascal Reacts is one of my favorite reaction channels. So don't forget to subscribe over to that. Appreciate him to tapping in. The individuals, I put it out there. Why not? It's a call out. But how about a positive call out? Can anyone do a positive call out? Contingent on one thing, $10,000 to the charity, 3 rounds, 3 minutes. That's 9 minutes. The rest of the details could work themselves out. Coach Art has a boxing gym down there in Montebello or El Monte, one of the two. Coach Art right in his backyard. It ain't going to be no animosity on my part. I'm a professional. I'm going to say like the dude on Training Day. Remember when he cut off his fingers? Chingado, he duct taped his hand to the steering wheel. I live by that motto. You can't get me in my feelings. For one, it shows weakness. 2, it shows intentions. Some people were just raised a little bit different. So for charity, $10,000 the loser pays to the charity of the winner's choice. And here's the contingent part. It's contingent at the end. All the walls come down. There's respect everywhere. No more wolfing. No more loud talking. It comes down like the Berlin Wall. All the walls are down, and the people win because what they thought wasn't possible just became possible. I'm out, you guys. I'm going to tap back in with the Familias Wednesday night. Obviously, we're going to come back on Friday night. Whoa, I missed a lot of comments, man. My bad. Fred C. Nellis is in the casa. Man, that's the certified account with the blue check mark. He knows who was in his hallways, right? Fred C. That's crazy, man. If you think about it, they closed the youth authorities down, right? I don't want to go off on a tangent another hour, but maybe I will. No, I'm just kidding. It's crazy how some people got to experience normal childhoods, normal things like going to the prom, going on dates and renting a limo and going on these activities in school. And other teenagers were in hallways either chasing people with knives or getting chased by people with knives. And Fred C. Nellis saw them all, or saw a large part of it. Buenas noches from el pueblo de Nuestra Señora, la Reina de Los Ángeles de Porcuincula. That's right. I appreciate you, amiga. Gracias for tapping in again. El Paco. That's right. Is it El Paco, el Jalicense, El Paco, that were commenting? I think you were the one that commented, right? Oh, people, was it you? I don't want to put words in your mouth, cabrón. That's why I'll take your comment off the board before I say this. But someone commented and said, you know what? He does a lot of good. I give credit where credit is due. Again, this is the internet. It's a reaction. It's YouTube. I give credit where credit is due. But everything he's doing, I did before I got on YouTube. Community events, it just back then, we didn't pull cameras out. Matter of fact, today, and you can take this how you want to. Maybe some people won't understand this and be like, you won't pull out a camera because you can't pull out. It would be out of my character if I went down to the neighborhood, seen all the youngsters, seen everyone else that's down there, and I pulled out a pinchy phone and said, let's take a picture. I'm too old for that. I don't got that much gray hair, but I'm from that school. I got taught that way. So people are different. I'm not knocking it. Hey, I love the fact that you can take photos and guess what? On social media, it reminds you every year of the memory. That's a beautiful thing because just like I say at the end of every video, that's all we got. When the highlight film goes in front of your lives flashing when we're about to check out of this earth, all you're going to see is the highlight reel of the memory. So yes, make as many as possible. I'm just saying, when I go up and down the neighborhood, I would feel very inadequate if I were like, hey, check this out. Boom, I'm still here. Boom, I'm there. I'm still here. The goal to me is make it out of the hood. But again, I understand, hey, if you could stay there, great. If you could to help out, I understand that. but real people that have been through real things got out of the hood as far as and they took their children as far. And my kids will never have to know what it is walking to school, it being a war zone, and your own friends, people on the, just like in LA, every street over there and on the blue team, and every street of just the same thing over here. It's funny because Josh was talking about, they're different cultures, right? Maybe up here and down there. Not so much in Salinas, I'll tell you that, because it came from over there. And so the hairnets, the white shirts, and all that other stuff was right here too. And I'm thinking he's just talking about how it's changed over the years. And then there is now a distinction where a lot of people now their social media and talk about it and named it and described it. And it is what it is. So how about that for a challenge and a call out? And guess what? The people win because there's unity in the end. I'm just saying. I'll let you guys go. Let me look at some of the last comments. There's one of my members right there. You seen those 2 videos I dropped today, cabron? Whoo, for the members only, chingado, man. Some crazy, crazy shit right there, right? But Fum 209, I'll see you. I'm actually, okay, just to remind you guys again, this Saturday, I'm going to be with Pastor David Rocha. I'm going to be on Pastor David Rocha's podcast. And we're going to get into, of course, Bible talk for one. And my own experiences when it comes to that, it's going to be very, very interesting. So if you haven't already subscribed over to House of Rest Modesto, we got to have at least one online YouTube church channel. Come on, gente. Give God something. Come on. Let's give God something. Okay. I just posted a photo for the first time ever. People didn't even know this. For the first time ever on my IG story that my wife took. I guess now, again, I like to, what does the Bible say? Don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. We don't got to put everything out there because what you do, he blesses. What you do in silence, he blesses you in public. But my wife took a photo of me. I'm the camera guy. I'm the camera operator at my church. So it goes to like the 8 screens inside, the 8 screens on the overflow, and to the live stream at Celebration Church in Salinas. In case you wanted to go over to the Facebook page or I'm sure they have an IG, your boy is the one behind the camera over there. But again, if El Paco was the one that said, hey, él hace mucho, I said, muchos de nosotros hacemos mucho, pero no lo enseñamos. I'll say it again. Muchos de nosotros hacemos mucho, pero no lo enseñamos. Just a little bit different. Some people are a little bit different. It is what it is. Denise Castillo says, nice, Mikey. I appreciate you. Almost all the ladies are wrenched up. That's how they feel safe in the comment section. Jerry, that's right. The Jerry's in the casa right there. He got another channel right there. You can go ahead and hit that avatar with Jerry también and subscribe over to the channel. The Raiders, I don't know who the Raiders have, Way. We play Thursday night. I know we got Ayuk out, and I'm talking about San Francisco, but they have 4 starters out, and the Giants are already, like, they did a good comeback on the last game, but they're bleeding with 4 starters. Going to smash them. Dallas has Arizona. You might as well not, the Dallas fans you might as well just turn it on at halftime. You're going to absolutely smash them. It'll probably be, I'm calling it 28 to 10, 28 to 7. Maybe they'll get a field goal after a touchdown, but you guys will take care of them. And Jerry Stinky Beanie says, for cheap times. That's right. What's the topic? No, I was just talking. I did a reaction video. Go back and watch it. It was a reaction video. Me and the homie Hangout got mentioned on another channel, and I reacted to it. And so if it's si quieres mirarlo, way, we'll repeat it and we'll end it right here. That's right. Fum 209. The channel right there también to subscribe to is Fum 209. You're going to be seeing me on that channel real soon. Get at me on IG, cabron. Let's make that happen. I'll be Saturday, you guys, with Pastor David Rocha. That one right there, we're going to go deep. I mean, deep. And it might offend some people. It just is what it is. The hood don't give a shit. It never did what anyone's opinion was. And since I was raised there, that's why I still carry myself the same way. Not everyone is everyone's cup of tea. Believe that. Calidad's in the casa. That's right, Mikey. God bless, man. I appreciate you, cabron. Go back and watch the replay if you're just tapping in right now. Cowboys, we got that, Mikey. I believe you do. If I was a betting, I've never put a coin in a machine in my life. You're not even gonna believe me. I've never put a dollar or a coin in a machine in my. That's just not my thing. I mean, I'll watch people do it, but I'm at the bar most of the time. But I'll watch people put it. I guess they get a kick out of it and stuff like that. But I'm just not the one. Like over here, like there's a lot of real estate agents. They do poker night, and I bet you someone wins. I bet you they drop racks. I bet you they drop racks. So a lot of agents do real poker night, and some even in my own office. It's not my cup of tea. I don't know. It is what it is. Lucky Loco says, where's Big Lou? I don't know where Big Lou's at. Indigenous talk. That's right, man. Don't deny the indigenous root. It's funny. I had Wayward Son on the channel, right? He gave some truths the Raza didn't want to hear. I've uploaded 2 or 3 videos. You don't want to see those videos. It's going to offend the shit out of it. To me, it got me thinking like, shit, man, we're a conquered people. And then I started looking in the mirror and I'm like, man, I have to be way more Spanish than I am indigenous. Keep it real. Keep it real. I have to be. And plus, the last name Diaz, I had researched somewhere that when the last name ends in a Z, 100% it came from Spain. So I was like, man, I must be probably 2/3 Spaniard then and 1/3 indigenous. But mi abuelita, 4 feet tall, morena, beautiful, gorgeous, 2 long braids, almost hitting the floor. Man, I have great memories. They'll never be able to take that from you, gente. No matter what they could put you in a hole behind a hole behind a hole. When I was there at one point in my life, a hole behind a hole behind a hole, I had the memories. That's where I came up with that catchphrase. They could never take that. I was walking down the pueblo in Mexico. They could never take that. I was going to the abuelita. I seen my grandfather getting shaved as a little kid and him sitting there and my uncle, 2 uncles on the side of him shaved. They'll never take those memories from me. Philip says, yo, Mikey, interview DJ Chuy Gomez. Well, send him, cabron. Go ahead and hit me on IG, Chicano Tube. Chicano, I just changed the avatar from the logo to me sitting here with the shirt and stuff like that. Because a lot of people put their faces away, but I don't really like putting my face. I don't like looking at myself. I don't know why. And I don't want to see myself on any avatars. So, but I did it this time because I would message people and I don't think they would know it was me. Maybe they thought it was a robot. Like I messaged Marvelous. Marvelous is gonna, primeramente Dios, carnal, gracias, Marvelous. He's gonna provide the cover up for the chest. And I told him it has to be 6 inches by 12 to cover up some letters. And that's the one I think is gonna tickle. I'm not a teenager anymore. And now with the tattoo guns, it ain't like the old school days where you have to cut the guitar strings and feed them and feed them and feed them. Now they got the detachable heads. They just go, and they got 20 needle shaders, 30 needle. It's funny because I'm on my 4th cover-up session, gente. I've already done 4. Everything you're seeing on my, and the ink is way darker. I got about 2 more sessions to do, and then I got to jump on the chest. So 2 on the arms, it'll be a total of 6. We'll black the arms out. And then the outline on the chest, plus at least 2 more is another 3 months. I don't know. It's a lot, man. Sacred Heart said, that's right. Our elders are present. Yes, and it's not to be forgotten. Let's not forget them. They paved the way so a lot of the youngsters can come over here, have an attitude, talk back, bicker, complain about this and that, and we don't have this and we don't have that. Yeah, but your ancestors, your elders, they're the ones that had to fight for rights, pave the way for you to even be here and have the right to complain y quejarte and want to feel entitled and privileged like everyone owes you shit when no one owes you nothing. And in Mexico, if they don't get up to go hustle and catch the bus at 5 in the morning, then there's no frijoles for you and for the family. That's what I know. With politics, when I talk politics, it's not red, it's not blue. It's what's right is right. It's common sense, but it seems to be going out the window nowadays. All right, you guys, I can keep going and going, but you guys don't stop commenting. Cara de Indio, Indian, that's right, man. Of course, indigenous, so a lot of people that's why a lot of people don't like the term Latinx. Some people don't like the term Hispanic because Dolores Huerta, a lot of people said it denies indigenous roots. It's whatever you want to identify with. But what I say here on my platform is that you have an identity and be proud of it. I just said it right now. Just because Wayward Son, he was pointing out facts on the Spanish Inquisition and the conquistadors, and that doesn't mean I'm denying, Spanish. I'm just like, damn, I'm probably 2/3 Spanish and 1/3 indigenous. Change the name to Spanish Tube. Fuck it. No te creas, Spanish Tube. Interview Sonny, Mikey thought would be spicy. Well, I already did. I brought Sonny on the channel, and he's still getting better, because at that point when that happened, it wasn't the best time. He wasn't in the best of health, coming off of COVID and other things that he's currently going. I'm not gonna put his business out there. He's undergoing, but I pray for Sonny that he's good. And it's funny that Josh said he's older or something like that. AARP card, and I was joking around. The Denny's getting the senior discount and all that. Cálmense, cabrones, cálmense. Mexico has to change its policies. They make 500 pesos a day. Yes, but did you know this, that Mexico has a greater GDP than the United States currently? The economy here is fucked up, you guys. There's almost 8% unemployment right now in the country. Right now. They don't talk about it on the news. 8% unemployment. That's like a 50-year record. But what do they say at the press conferences at the White House? This president has done this. This president has done that. And the greatest this and the greatest that. And everyone else just looks like fucking sheep listening, just nodding to the wolf. That ain't me. We got to turn off the TV, because they're just brainwashing a lot of the people, and get ready for what's coming in 2024. I hate to say it, but they're playing those cards right now. If they did it once, they could do it again. To the people, are you going to comply? I'll leave that up to the people. Yes, Sacred Herd. That's right, Denise. That part, Mikey. Okay, you guys, I'm out. You guys, I'm going to tap back in with the familia. I'll see you guys on Friday night. But remember what I always say. In the end, all you got is the memories.